Welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And today we're going to be continuing Highschool DxD Fallen Hero. What if Issei was the Blue Beetle? Season 2, Part 3. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you're a regular and like what we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. As we go into Part 3 today, the build up to next week's Season 2 finale for this series, I want to try to use this part as the groundwork to overlay everything that's going to happen. Primarily because, as you'll see when we go into Season 3 next year, and in a couple of other specials that are going to be coming along the way, you're going to be seeing this world take on a whole new shape and form. Now, if you're trying to figure what really is this story, you could say that this is essentially a world of Justice League Dark, or this is the type of DC crossover that focuses more on the mystical side of things compared to many of the mystical heroes in the DC universe. So you'll see the combinations with the Dr. Fates and the Ravens and other heroes that will be making their way and villains in the future. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Issei was mortified to learn whom he was in the presence of. The kind, rich man who had only been calling him in as a way of companionship had actually called him in to reveal his true identity. Azazel, Governor General and leader of the fallen angels. Issei backed away as he felt the scarab on his back starting to tingle mightily. "That's a mighty fine arm you got there," Azazel would say, pointing to Issei's left arm. "You've done great work to keep it camouflaged. Does it work as well as how your old hand used to?" You can tell that this isn't my real arm?" "Of course I can. Of course, no average human could, but let's be honest, you and I are no longer average now, are we? But still, I have to say, it's a nice work of techno-magic. You could really have the skill for it." "You know about techno-magic?" "I know about all kinds of magic. But, all the same, I am glad that you and I can now talk on a more even level. You should know, there's going to be an upcoming meeting between the angels, fallen angels, and devils. A lot's going on in the world. A lot of great powers and forces are all starting to emerge at once, and that can't be considered a coincidence, don't you think? Think it over, Issei. A lot's going to be happening in the world, and you and your friends are probably going to be at the forefront of it." Once Issei had returned back to his home, and once Rias learned of everything that happened, she was less than pleased. The Governor General had made a move in her territory, and more importantly, he had made advances on one of her favorite servants. He deserved to die 1,000 deaths. But she was calm, and there was another matter to attend to on top of all the things that were goings on. First, there was the unexpected arrival of Azazel. There was the White Dragon Emperor, who had now made his appearance. There was still the case of the angels as well. And then, finally, a new arrival. The one named Zatanna. She was inside of the occult research club room, everyone looking at her as the sexily dressed magician girl bowed profusely to Rias. "Oh my god, Rias Grimmy, it's such an honor to meet you. Like, really, I have heard so much about you, and I love your hair." "Why, thank you. I'm glad to see that you were able to arrive, and I thank you for your help against Kokobile." "Oh, it was nothing. Really, I honestly wish I could have done more. I mean, I probably should have, but then the White Dragon Emperor arrived and..." Is he okay?" She pointed to Issei, who was staring staring mightily at the well-endowedness of the woman before him. He would be bopped on the head by Koniko for his luxurious eyes, as Raven would simply roll hers and Asya would apologize profusely for Issei's behavior. I'm so sorry, he's normally a lot more well-behaved than this. Yeah, he's the scarab boy, right? Yeah, I'm Issei Hyodo. Nice to meet you. I'm Issei. I see. I can tell you're a real fan of the female form, aren't you? Oh, you better believe it. I love all form of the female form. I love the curvy waist, the thighs, oh, the legs. And then, oh yeah, I can look at them all day. Those powerful golden glows. Ow! Koniko, why? Because you're the worst. Show some proper respect. That's the future of the human representatives that you're talking to, Rias would say. Human representatives? Well, Earth delegate in training to be more specific, Zatanna would say. The current title is held by my uncle. Your uncle? Who's your uncle? That would be me. The doors burst open as a man dressed in a long brown trench coat with a shaggy shirt and tie made his way, smoking on a cigarette to which Rias would promptly tell him to put out, before he took a seat on the couch right next to Issei, placing his arm over his neck. So, you're the scarab boy everyone's been talking about, huh? Yeah, you definitely are a looker. Still, I don't really see what everyone sees in ya. Hey, what? So, you mind telling me what you're doing here, Issei, my boy? I'm not doing anything, sir. I'm not. Oh? Because if I didn't know any better, I would think that you were making gaga eyes at my sweet baby niece there. Now, she's a growing woman. She has to make her own decisions. But even still, a little decorum goes a long way, don't you know? Decorum? Yes, sir. That's right. Say, have you ever been down to the bowels of the eighth realm? You know, in that realm, things can get pretty hairy. Tell me, have you ever sat in a pool of boiling blood, feeling yourself being cooked from the inside to the out, your skin being burnt till it's nothing but leather, and then, if you try to get out of that boiling blood, there are a couple of centaurs with arrows, and they shoot and pelt your ass all day and night. And there's another one with a pitchfork that shoves your ass back in there. Let this be a warning. You don't show my baby niece the proper respect again, I'm gonna show you what happens when you go to the eighth realm. Actually, it's gonna be worse than the eighth realm. Because you're not gonna go to the eighth realm. You know where you're gonna go? You're gonna go to my realm. And trust me, my realm is worse than any realm that you can think of. Because in my realm, I concoct and deduce my own personal ways of hell for you. And I figure, what better way than to take away that little issei of yours? He cupped Issei below the belt, and Issei pretty much got the idea. Yes, sir. All right. So, what are the details for this meeting here, lassie? Don't keep me waiting. Uncle, don't you think you're being a little too forward? That's the thing. Everyone wants to beat around the bush these days. Everyone wants to go through bureaucracy, delicacies, and all these other things. Yimmer, yammer, skimmer, scrammer, who the hell cares? The way I see it, this meeting's going down one way or another because it's a long time bloody overdue. Everyone's going to sit together. We're going to talk, we're going to make up, and we're going to hash things out. And if they've got a problem with that, oh, I hope they don't have a problem with that. He speaks very mightily, Asya would say. Well, it's to be expected, Raven would chime in. He's the strongest human in the world. Everyone who wasn't aware would look on in shock. The strongest human in the world? Kiba would say. You're darn tootin'. What do you think it means to be an Earth representative? That's the title I hold. Unfortunately, but someone's gotta do this damn job. Yes, Rias would say. He is the Earth delegate, the one who's the representative for the human realm. You see, following the Great War between the three great powers, when the time of amnesty was put into place, Earth chose its strongest warrior and representative to, well, represent the human side of things. Yeah, because you three just love fighting and you bring your problems to Earth, and then it somehow turns into it being our problem. Anywho, to make a long story short, down from that era onward, the strongest human has been selected to be Earth's representative. You could say that the Earth representative's job is to make sure that the leaders of the three great factions play nice. Now granted, the first representative wasn't all that powerful, but as time passes on, so too does power and knowledge and all that other good stuff. So you get to the point where you have me, the strongest sorcerer, strongest human on Earth, with no affiliations to the devils, angels, or fallen angels. My job is to make sure that her brother, and to make sure that all the other little devil king schnots, that damned Azazel and his highness Michael, all get along and play nice, and that they don't bring their bloody conflict back to this rock. Well, technically dirt, but you get the idea. Oh, Kiba would say. So you basically make sure that there's no fighting on Earth. Nothing big or substantial. And if there is, then I have to take charge. I mean, come on, Issei would say. I mean, you might be the strongest human, but there's no way that you could just keep the Devil Kings, the leader of the angels, and the fallen angels all in check. You think so? Let me fill you in on a little secret, Issei. If I had to fight all of them right now, we all die. Huh? That's right. I don't go bragging about my power because, well, ain't really no point in it. But let me make this perfectly clear. To you, all your little devil friends, and that goes for you as well, Grimmery. Your powers have been on thin ice for a long time. It's been a real pain in my ass, if you know what I mean. Now, you might have everyone else kowtowing to your brother, and I have a great deal of respect for him. But let me make this perfectly clear to you, to your household, to all of you. There will be no shenanigans at this meeting. We are going to meet. You're all going to talk. You're going to sign the damn treaty, and that will be the end of it. And if anyone, and I mean anyone, gets a bright idea, and you interrupt me on my time, because I'm not supposed to be here right now. I got a pub with my name on it. About to open up a brand new bottle of ale. But no, I'm stuck here babysitting. So, you waste any more of my time, I won't hesitate to waste all of you. We understood here. No one answered him as well. As he took his leave, he looked over to Raven. Daughter of Trigun, eh? Seems the world's always making a new mess for me to clean up. With that, Constantine would take his leave. Zatanna apologizing profusely for her uncle's harshness. Issei felt himself boiling with rage. Just who the hell did this guy think he was, talking to them like that? But when he looked over to Rias, He saw the look on her face. Rias? Rias, It's fine. Issei, I know that you're powerful, and I have faith in you, but seriously, you need to be careful when he's around. He's the strongest of Earth's mightiest warriors for a reason. He's not someone to be taken lightly. I mean, come on, your brother's the Devil King, one of the strongest people that we know. I mean, how powerful could he possibly be? I don't know. Honestly, if he and my brother got into a fight, there's a good chance he might win. Rias wasn't kidding. To put it into context, briefly, allow me to explain the hierarchies of power. You have Earth's delegate, or Earth's representative, that being John Constantine. An Earth delegate has to be the strongest human on Earth. That means someone who has no affiliation with the devils, with the angels, or the fallen angels. Their power has to be absolute, something that can't be rivaled, something that can't be challenged. And Constantine in this world has that. From multitudes of mastery over magics and different forms of mystic arts and other powerful abilities and artifacts that he's gained along the way. This only adds to his overall power and his deadliness. Now, to put it into perspective, I'll range things like this. As for the two unknown Devil Kings that are in the show and in the series but aren't talked about often, Constantine could beat either of them or the both of them in a one-on-one fight with relative ease. Now, as for how he would do against Seraphal Leviathan, she would put up a good fight, but I'd say he could take her out with middle difficulty, around 50%-ish. Now, Sir Zex is a different story. Sir Zex truly has the power to rival Constantine. As such, Rias could not give a full description as to who would win that fight. Constantine could win, or Sir Zex could win, or the fight could end in a draw. The same thing applies to Michael, and the same thing applies to Azazel. Now, if, let's say, for example, there was a four-way battle, Constantine versus Azazel versus Michael versus Sir Zex. If all four of them fought each other at the same time, while I can't guarantee who would win, the only thing I could guarantee you is that if there is no winner, everyone dies. That's how powerful he is. Now, could he beat all three of them at once? No, but throwing him into the fold, he's just as capable of beating any of them one-on-one, just as they're capable of beating him. So that gives you an idea of just how much power a mere human can potentially possess. The power capable of going one-on-one with even the gods. As such, the House of Grimmery would have to be prepared as the parent-teacher day was going to be coming to Kuo Academy. As such, Issei's parents would arrive, along with Sir Zex being a representative for Rias, along with Rias' father and mother, who would be staying in the underworld. As such, it would be more embarrassing for the children, to say the least, as the parents were doting on their children and siblings, as you would expect of them to do. As the end of the night would come, Rias would be given a command by Sir Zex. It was time for her to unleash the ultimate bishop, one of whom she had kept sealed away because of its power. The next day, Rias, the House of Grimmery, along with Raven, would arrive to a door that had been sealed off in the Occult Research Club. As Rias would undo the seal, the door would be let open. The group making their way inside, Issei would find someone cowering in the corner. At first, he assumed it was a cute girl and was trying to get her to open up and not be so bashful, causing everyone to laugh and smirk a bit, at least for those that knew. Because you see, this individual was Gasper, and Gasper was not a girl. No, Gasper was a boy. And even more so, Gasper was a vampire. To say the least, Gasper was unordinary. Despite the title of a vampire, Gasper hated it. He hated the idea of blood. He hated everything. The boy was scared of his own shadow. In fact, he chose to hide himself in a box. And he had no control over his power. The sacred gear known as Hidden Balor View, the ability to stop time. It was a tricky power, and Gasper, having the origins of a half-human, half-vampire, being ostracized for his half-vampire status, his power of Hidden Balor View, and being hated by both sides, well, it wasn't hard to see how he developed into the timid boy that he was now known for. Rias had tried multiple times to get through to him, but it was easier said than done, so for now, she had simply kept him hidden away here. Although, at Sir Zex's order, he was released, Sir Zex believing that she now had the power and capability to potentially get him under control, and to become a valued member of her family. Of course, Rias wanted that more than anything, but she still had to make preparations for the meeting to make sure that everything went smoothly. Thankfully, she wouldn't be alone in this endeavor. Zatanna was even assisting in this, as she wanted so much for her uncle not to embarrass her. The guy, well, wasn't the best of role models at times, and for his laid-back nature, he could often be, well, lecherous, gamble addictive, his drinking issue not substanding, and he was the kind of guy that when something irritated him, sparks were sure to fly. He had a long fuse, but you never knew what it could take for it to all go, well, to hell in a handbasket to say the least. As such, Rias would leave Gasper's training in the hands of members of her own household, everyone trying and failing in their own ways to get to him. Issei seemed to be the only one making progress, and Gasper was taking a liking to him, although for Issei, while he truly did want to help the guy out, he also had his own motives as well. The Scarab, not really too pleased with it. Every time you come into great power, the first thing you can think of is how it's going to get you laid. Oh, come on, Kaja. Why you always gotta do me like this? I mean, come on. It's not like great power has to be wielded for destruction and chaos. You could do it for the greater good. And you call groping breasts the greater good? I mean, what isn't the greater good? You're the worst. You know, I get that a lot. Gee, I wonder why. As Gasper was resting after another failed attempt at training, this involving being chased around by Koniko with garlic and by Zenobia with a sword, he sat under a tree and Raven was beside him. She was reading a book, as she was normally a kind to do, and she took an interest in the young vampire boy. So, how are you taking to him? I don't know. I mean, they're all trying to help and I appreciate it. It's just, I don't like this power. I don't like having it. Everyone's afraid of me. I'm not my fault that I'm a vampire. I don't want to drink people's blood and drain them or control them. I don't mean to stop time. It just happens. I don't know what to do. Maybe it would have been better off if I hadn't been born. Yeah, I know how you feel. I've heard about you. You're the daughter of one of the old devil kings that got sealed away. Yeah, Trigon. Oh, you're not afraid of me, are you? You're nice. See? That's how I feel about you, and how they feel also. Yeah, we may not have come from the best of circumstances, but it doesn't mean that things are too bad. I mean, for what it's worth, at least we're surrounded by people that actually care about us for us, and not just for our power or for what we could or can't do. I mean, for me, I struggle every day. My father, his influence, it's coursing through my very veins. But I'm not going to let that define me. I won't let it change who I am. I'm me, and that's that. I'm Raven. I'm not just the daughter of Trigon. And you're Gasper. Not just a vampire or someone with hidden valor view. You're a member of the House of Grimmery. And you've got friends. So, try and persevere through it, okay? Yeah. Issei would be sent flying once more as he landed in front of the two of them. Issei, Asya would yell out. If you wanted to try out that new power, you could have waited till we got home behind closed doors. I would have let you. Oh, new power? What did you do? Look, I've been told that I have a great power hidden within me, so I've been testing it out. It started a couple weeks ago when I was cooking chili, right? And I was cutting up the onions. Well, I was holding this one onion, right? It was so round and firm, and the stem kind of felt like a nipple tip, you know what I mean? So when I was holding it, I envisioned that I was holding a nice pair of breasts. You know, not too big, not too small, something kind of like Konako's. And then, suddenly, it felt like it was surrounded by a bra, and I just thought to myself, what if I could blow that bra off? You know, with just my mind, with just a snap of my fingers. What if I could just undress women? So then I came up with dress break. Anyway, I was doing some training and things got a little hectic, and I tagged Zenobia, Asya, and Konako, and I kind of sent their clothes flying. Issei. He would hear in the distance as Zenobia came walking towards him. In her hand were 4 plastic squares. Wait, are those what he thinks? If this is what you wanted all along, you didn't have to be shy. I'm more than ready for you. Huh? Wait, hold up. No, I wasn't trying to. But I want this. I want you, Issei. The power of the scarab. I want my children to have that. We can start practicing now. I'm more than firm, and I am ready for this. You're going to give it to me. I want it. I want that kielbasa that's in your pants. Wait, hold on. No, we are not playing hide the kielbasa right now. Wait, if you're going to do it, then I'm going to do it too. I'm not going to be left out. Wait, no, Asya, You brought this on yourself, Konako would yell. Issei went running for his life as Zenobia chased after him, Asya not too far behind, and Konako just shaking her head, trudging along slowly. I'm sorry, Raven would say. He's a perv. Yeah, but he's a nice perv. The preparations were being made, and soon the meeting would be upon them. As everyone was getting ready for the anticipated day, Issei, while he was walking home, would be accompanied by Akano. Akano was walking home also, and it was a lot later than usual, so Issei decided he'd walk her home. On the way, the two felt a bit hungry, so they stopped to get something to eat, Issei deciding to treat her, although he could see that something was on her mind. As they walked, they made their way through to a park, kind of similar to that park where Issei had met Rainier. I'm sorry, Akano would say. Probably brings up bad memories for you, doesn't it? It's not too bad. I mean, it's not every day that your supposed girlfriend tries to kill you. But still, it's probably left you with a bad taste for fallen angels, hasn't it? I can't say I'm fond of them. I figured as much. Akano, are you alright? I haven't been entirely honest with you, Issei. I figure now should be a good time to tell you. She would show off her wings, well, not her normal devil wings, One was a devil wing and one was the wing of a fallen angel. Yeah, I was a half-human, half-fallen angel, the daughter of Barkiel, but safe to say I haven't lived the best of lives, issei. And, I didn't want there to be any secrets between us. At least not when compared to the other girls. Akano, it's fine. I didn't want you to think that I was trying to deceive you or lead you on or anything like that. I really do like you, and I understand if finding this out about me makes things different. Thanks for the meal. I'm really grateful. Good night, issei. Akano prepared to walk away, but issei grabbed her hand. Akano, I'm not gonna let you walk alone. Come on now. Doing stuff like that, you'll make me fall for you even more than I already have. And you never know. It could just be my fallen angel nature talking. I could very well just be using myself to deceive. Come on, don't do that. You want me to think that for 1 second that you're not being upfront with me? That you're not being real with me? When I know that's not the case. I've never met anyone more loyal and more determined than a girl like you. Akano, you're one of the best girls that I could ever meet. Any guy would be lucky to date you. And I mean that. So no, I don't care who or what you are or wherever you came from. The only thing that matters is who you are now. You're Akano Himejima, queen of the House of Gremory. You're my best friend, and that's never going to change. You mean that? I promise you, it's never going to change. She wrapped her arms around him as they fell to the ground. Issei, I really love you. As Issei looked up, he felt himself being taken aback suddenly. Her lips pressed against his. It was sudden. It was coarse, burning, and yet also exhilarating. For Akano, she knew how much this place was a burden to Issei's mind. She wanted to replace that memory with a good one. I've decided. Decided? I want to be the third. The third? Yeah, silly, the third. I think it's a good spot. You know, after you have an appetizer. You know, there's always room for the full course meal. And then there's always dessert. Dessert? I mean, I wonder, do you like chocolate sauce or do you like whipped cream? Oh, tell me, did you ever get to, with the president? Sucky? Huh? Wait, hold on. What? No. Wait, I completely forgot. No, I never got to do that. I didn't get the chance. Well, if you want, I got a half a can of whipped cream at my place. We could, maybe make a hot and steamy sundae. Sunday? Oh, Sunday. You a Sunday? Yeah, we could definitely have a Sunday. I like a Sunday. Who doesn't like a good Sunday? Cream, sauce, and a lot of What's going on here? Huh? Rias, Issei, what's going on? I was walking her home. And did you make sure that she was well taken care of, that nothing happened to her? Yes, I promise. Well, anyway, it's getting late. Why don't we all just go to Issei's, all right? Wait, We're all going to... What now? Now, for appropriate matters, I cannot go into detail as to what happened that night. No, I can't do that because this is still a family-friendly channel and I'm not trying to get demonetized. I cannot confirm or deny the actions that took place on said night. The only thing that I can confirm is that whipped cream was used. So there. Anywho, the next day came, and that evening, the day of the meeting had finally arrived. Koniko was left in the club room with Gasper, and they were going to make sure that things didn't go off the rails. Rias had to make sure that Gasper understood to make sure that his powers didn't go off. They didn't want the meeting stalling for any reason. A barrier was placed over the arena of the school, as troops from all three factions hovered above. Rias, along with the House of Grimmery as well as Raven, would arrive. In the room stood Azazel, and alongside of him, Volley, as well as Michael, along with Irina and Shiera. And then there was Serzex, along with Seraphal Leviathan, her sister Sona Seatree, along with Tsubaki and other key members of the House of Seatree. And sitting at the head of the table, John Constantine, and standing behind him, his niece and future delegate in training, Zatanna. With everyone gathered together, Constantine raised the glass. Good, we're all here. Now everyone, let's get the tri-continental meeting to a due. And from there on, the meeting of the three great powers began. This concludes Highschool DxD Fallen Hero. What if Issei was the Blue Beetle? Season 2, Part 3. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for Monday's video as we continue and conclude the Android saga of Dragon Ball World's Strongest. What if Wonder Woman was in Dragon Ball Part 16? But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.